What's up, internet? I'm back with another episode talking about cameras and stuff. Today's video is going to be 5 things to know about your Sony a6000 when you first get it. So you got a Sony a6000 or a 6300 or even a 6500. You want to go out and take shots and just get going. But you should probably look at the menus first. Sony cameras are notorious for having pages and pages. There are 6 tabs, all different types of pages in the menu system. I'm gonna just kind of show you the things that I think are really important when you first start. So the first thing is setting your functions. And there's an FN button, stands for function, which shows you a top row and a bottom row of things that you can set in there. Whether it's ISO or changing your picture quality from RAW to JPEG, whole bunch of different stuff. To get there, you're gonna hit menu, and then you're gonna go to the second tab, it's a little gear symbol, and then you're gonna go to page 6, which has the number 6, and then it's the first option, function menu set. You hit the center button on that, and then it shows you 2 different pages, the upper functions and the bottom functions, all that good stuff. This is really handy. The function button just takes you right into where you want to change something that you use often, and it's very worth it to just set this up as soon as you get your camera, and then if you want to change it later on, you can. Okay, so the second thing is more of my own nitpick with the Sony a6000 camera, and that is the little red autofocus illuminator light. Basically, when the camera thinks it's a little too dark to get focus, it puts this little red light on, and I'm not a fan of it. I really hate it, and I'm gonna show you how to turn it off. Okay, so like everything else, you hit the menu button, you're on the first tab, the little camera icon, and then you're gonna go down 1 to AF illuminator. And that's that little red light of doom. You can leave it on auto so the camera determines when it wants to turn it on when it's too dark, or you can set it to off, which is my preference. I hate you, you little red light. Okay, number 3 is IAF, which stands for Eye Autofocus, which is amazing technology in Sony cameras.
Power laces, all right.
Okay, so there is one stipulation to IAF. You have to be in AF-S mode. So if you want to, and you already set up your functions, hit the FN button, make sure you're in AF-S, and then you can set IAF. It's a lot of AFs. Okay, so what you're gonna do here is hit the menu button, then you're going to go to the gear symbol, so tab 2, and then you're going to go to page 6. And then the second option is custom key settings. You're gonna hit the middle button on that, and then the first one is what I prefer. You can set it to any button you want. You have so many different choices to select to pick what you want the AEL button to do, and I want it to use IAF. So you scroll through the list, find IAF, hit the center button, and you're good to go. And then, like I said, it only works in AF-S mode, so when you are taking a portrait or something like that, where you're really only doing single shot focusing and single shot shooting, while you're focusing, you tap the AEL button and it'll pinpoint right on the eye, and you'll always get the eye in focus. It's a really cool feature. It was revolutionary when this camera came out back in 2014, and it still is such a handy feature to have today. Okay, number 4 is display rotation. Now, this isn't a big deal, but I wanted to put it in here because I feel like a lot of people would get frustrated when they get the Sony a6000. You start taking pictures, you're looking at them in the playback area, and when you take a vertical picture, it's cropped and it's not flipped to view at the whole screen. And in my opinion, that's annoying. Like, I want to see the picture as big as I can on the little screen, but it's not flipped, and it doesn't look good in my opinion. So there is a way to make the camera auto rotate, and now you will have to turn the camera to see it at a larger view, but you get to see the picture in a bigger way. I just think it's so much better than having to look at your camera and see an image and it's a lot smaller. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay, so like everything else, you're gonna hit menu, you're gonna go over to that little play symbol, it's the 5th tab, and then you're gonna go down to display rotation. You hit the center button, and then there's manual or there's off. Manual, you have to go through a bunch of other different things to rotate the image. When you set it to off and you take a landscape style photo, it'll show it sideways, and then when you take a portrait vertical style photo, it'll show it vertical and full screen on the back of your tiny little camera. And it just makes sense, doesn't it? My camera didn't come with that off. I don't know, maybe yours does. If it does, then that's cool. Your camera is cooler than mine. I don't know, but now mine does it, so. Okay, and the last thing is something that I actually went over in my other video. I showed like a zooming in on my dog using the stock lens. The feature is called Clear Image Zoom, and it's super awesome. With the kit lens, you can make this turn into basically 100mm. Its furthest is 50mm, but it can go further because of this feature called Clear Image Zoom. I don't know how Sony does it. They like slap some magic in these things. It's crazy. Okay, so you go to menu, just like the other ones. You're going to go to the gear symbol, so the second tab, and then you're gonna go to page number 3, and then it's the second option. I do on Clear Image Zoom, and when you choose that, you go back out. So this is an example of it on right now. I'm gonna zoom in, and you can see on the screen, that is 50mm, and then you can go further at 2 times at 100mm. It's pretty cool. I really like this feature. I don't think there's any loss in image quality. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure there's not. And it's crazy. You can extend a lens. The only downside to Clear Image Zoom is that you can't use it when shooting RAW. You can only use it shooting JPEG, and you can use it in multiple different focus modes. So there are some drawbacks and there are some good things. It's not limited to just single shot, but you can't take RAW image files with Clear Image Zoom on. So a little give and take. So anyway guys, that's 5 tips I have for you if you just bought this camera or you're thinking about buying this camera. There's so many different things going on in this little guy, and that's why I'm making these videos. I just like talking about it. Yeah, I really recommend it, like I've already said before, but let me know what features you guys like. Are there any features that I missed that you want me to talk about, or do you have any other questions? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to talk to you guys about this. And let me know what kind of video you guys want to see me do in the future. Do you want to see me talk about one of the lenses that I have, or one of the lenses that are coming out, or one of the recent ones that already came out? Yeah, basically, just let me know and talk to me, because, you know, I'm in my living room with all these lights and my dog's sitting around and my cat. So it'd be cool to talk to you. All right guys, that's it for me. Until the next episode, keep shooting, and I'll see you guys later.